welcome to Midnight Slumber. I am your host, Zach Miller. Join me as we take a journey through the alternate realities that take place after midnight. This week, our story involves a murder. However, the trip to finding this body is a strange one. Enjoy the story called Pyramid Murder. The yelling and insults drown out any other sounds of joy that could be trying to reach my ears. I lean against the granite countertops as I look deep into the golden brown squash casserole. The dish smells wonderful, and yet it's been sitting here for the past few hours cooling off. I imagine it's too cold to want to eat now, but it still smells great. My brother yells about something I won't repeat, but it got the room's attention as everyone goes silent. I look up from my hungry gaze and see my family standing there in silence. Anger runs across everyone's face but one, my mother's. Large tears start streaming down her face. I wait, hoping someone will apologize or say something to comfort her and stop the strife in the family, but no one does. I know what my brother said was true and everyone needed to hear it, but I can't stand to see my family like this, and I know my brother and I hate seeing our mother like this. I speak up since no one is willing to swallow their pride. I grab the bright yellow and orange spatula lying next to the casserole and hold it tight. What happens next seems like a lifetime of talking, but just ends in a flash. I plunge the spatula into the casserole and tell everyone to dig in. My wife and I storm out to let everyone stew and chew on all that has been said. We are done being bystanders among pettiness and have other important things to deal with today. We step out onto the freshly cut lawn and head straight for my dark purple car, bypassing the stone walkway. I grab hold of my car's golden door handle and fling the door wide open. The door swings upward like a bird's wing and slowly closes back down as we get buckled in. The car's dark leather seats slowly close in on us, as if trying to hug us into a peaceful state of mind. The engine automatically starts up, purring with happiness that we are sitting here. I look over to the passenger seat to smile at my wife, and she reaches over, grabbing hold of my hand. The car backs up automatically down the driveway. As the last tire hits the road, the car turns and heads towards town. The street lamps glow with a strong yellow light across the darkness of the road. These lamps seem to grow and distort as we speed closer to town. Their base grows longer, and their necks seem to extend and bend in strange ways over the road. They begin to look more like glowing dead trees than street lamps. The sky even changes from a dark black to having a slight dim purple glow. The homes on these roads move further and further from the street, as if they are intentionally backing away. The road is only 2 lanes wide and in excellent condition, but it's almost empty. A few cars pass by coming from the other direction, but they are few and far between. I chalk it up to most families are either watching the football game or having an actual Thanksgiving dinner. However, the slight cloud lightning occurring over the town center tells me more is going on. Even the lightning is off, as with each flash, we either get a hue of bright green or baby blue. The lightning does illuminate something off in the center of town, but the flash is so faint, I can't make out what it is. The road starts to tilt and roll, putting us at different angles as we move along. The car is slowing down due to this, and to the fact that we are now within the town's limits. One building off to my left, the main courthouse, is all cattywampus. The pillars lean off to the right, while the door and rest of the building lean left. It also flares upward, as if the building is being pinched at the bottom. Even the portly man sitting on the leaning rocking chair is looking around at the building and knows something is wrong. Another man standing on the porch next to one of the pillars is leaning in the same fashion as them and looks like he's leaning forward towards us. His eyes are wide and worried, like he wants to tell us something, but can't. Our car locks the doors and even pulls us closer into the center of the vehicle to protect us. My wife tugs on my right arm, and I look over in her direction. The street lamps are now swaying back and forth in unison, dancing to the storm's wind. Restaurants that line up next to each other are breaking free from one another. The flat roofs of the buildings begin to snap and pop as they twist into sharp angles. All of them are snowballing in height, developing jagged angles. Each of their windows lights up, flashing between purple and green. They move as if the buildings are staring at us. The car comes to a slow halt, and I turn my head to see why. In front of us is the large object that I could barely see when we entered the town. A massive pyramid is sitting in the center of town. I lean forward to try and see the top of this building, but it is of no use as the top extends deep into the storm clouds. A deep rumble begins to sound from underneath us, followed by a loud snap that shakes the car. I put the car into reverse, but nothing happens. Whatever that sound was must be holding us in place. Another loud sound vibrates the car, and my wife screams. Our car is beginning to float upward. Looking out the window, I can see that we are on some platform that is lifting us up. Chains connect to the corners of the platform to something beyond the clouds. As we rise, high above us a small bright yellow light emanates from a hole in the pyramid. The rusted platform and chains continue to raise us towards this bright yellow light. As we reach this light, our platform becomes level with the opening. A small metal bridge extends to meet our platform, and as they meet, they lock into place. My car's doors are pulled open by two metal arms coming out from the platform. My wife and I are terrified. Even my car is trying to free itself and close the doors. It's not until a familiar face steps out from the light that all of us calm down. My friend, who I have known most of my life, steps out from the yellow light and waves at us to join him. I know it's not some illusion or trick, as he has a serious look upon his face. The car seat belts let go, and I slowly step out of the car. As I make my way towards the bridge, he tells me to bring my equipment. My wife steps up behind me, holding my bag, and hands it to me. I look at the big, worn brown leather bag, and then back at him. We step onto the bridge, and every step creates a loud shift in the metal. This metal bridge looks old and rusted, but every step creates a hexagonal pattern of yellow lights. Even when we step off the bridge and onto one of the giant stones of the pyramid, it lights up with the same design. My friend steps back into the light, and with some hesitation, we follow. The hallway is very narrow, and the bright yellow light quickly fades as we go deeper. The floor quits lighting up, and dark purple light is now illuminating the darkness that has fallen upon us at the end of our path. This doorway that we walk through leads into a vast room. It's dark, but there is an opening in the ceiling letting in the purple light from the outside. Even the flashes of lightning briefly illuminate the walls, showing images of Egyptian creatures I have never seen before. One looks similar to, but is a mix between a dragon and a spider. Another is some strange fish with spikes running down its back and across its human arms. There are plenty more all going around this room, but those are the only two I could see during the short flash. My friend walks into the center of the room and stops, looking down at the floor. I step around him and see a body splayed across the floor. What I can only describe as a faceless metallic human being lays motionless in front of us. There's no blood or anything broken around the body. However, there is a white outline drawn around this being. I look up at my friend, and his look says it all. He wants to know who murdered this creature. Thank you for listening to tonight's episode. Please leave a comment and check out our social media on Instagram, YouTube, Twitter, and Facebook. We would love to hear your thoughts on tonight's episode. I'm your host, Zach Miller, and thanks for listening. Have a good midnight slumber.